So these are a lot of the things we have in stock for you today, and we ask you to be with us. As you know, it's interactive. As we progress with the show, we will definitely open our radio station. Once more, this is VOP 90.3 FM. You can follow us on our social media handles. We're live on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, click live. You'll find us there. We're going to be talking about Nigeria. We're going to be talking about the maritime industry. My name is Prince Chinaka, and with me is
Dili Utomi. Like Francis Chilaka has said, it's a loaded one today. Today we have a guest in the person of Mr. Meka Obinale, the Vice Chairman of NAGAF, Apapa Chapter. And a whole lot of things are going to be discussed today. Of course, you know that first and foremost on this Maritime and Border Show on 90.3 FM, we are going to bring you the things that trended in the maritime sector during the week. There are news that we have to bring to you in the course of the week. We'll start with that. You're welcome to the program.
All right, we're going straight into what transpired last week. We hear that there's a relief for the bank customers as CBN sets 48-hour deadline for ATM refunds. The central bank has issued new guidelines mandating banks to refund failed ATM transactions within 48 hours, strengthening consumer protection and restoring trust. In a move widely applauded by consumers, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has introduced a sweeping reform that compels commercial banks to refund customers for failed ATM transactions within 48 hours. The new directive aims to tackle growing customer frustrations and strengthen confidence in the nation's banking system. The directive contained in a draft guideline titled Exposure of the Draft Guidelines on the Operations of Automated Teller Machines in Nigeria was released on Saturday and signed by Musa I. Jimo, Director of the Payment System Policy Department. According to the CBN, banks, payment service providers, card schemes, and independent ATM deployers must comply with the refund policy while submitting their feedback on the draft before October 31st, 2025. Under the new framework, failed on us transaction, those who carried out a customer's own bank's ATM must be reversed instantly. Where technical issues prevent immediate resolution, refunds must be completed manually within 24 hours. For not on us transactions involving other banks' ATMs, the CBN has set a firm 48-hour deadline for refunds. I mean, this is wonderful. That's
a very good one.
Yeah, this is one of the news you want to hear, and you want to be happy about it, and you want to say, oh, things are really, really working in Nigeria the way it should be.
Okay. Some calls for stronger partnerships to promote trade and quality standards. The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, has called for a stronger collaboration with stakeholders to enhance trade and ensure that goods and services across all sectors meet established quality standards. The Director General of SON, Dr. Ifeanyi Okeke, made a call during the 2025 edition of World Standards Day held in Lagos with the theme, Shared Vision for a Better World, Spotlight on the Sustainable Development Goal 17. Okeke explained that the event was not only to commemorate the global importance of standards, but also to reaffirm SON's collective commitment to building unity and shared vision for national and global development through standardization. He emphasized that sustainable development cannot be achieved by a single institution, but through collaboration, cooperation, and partnership, which he described as two drivers of progress. According to him, standards remain the common language that enables such partnerships to thrive. The SON Director General further stated that Nigeria's national quality infrastructure is a key determinant of the nation's development, as it ensures that both imported and exported products meet required benchmarks at national, regional, and global levels. That's also a very good one from Sam.
Yeah, I hope Sun would, I hear people have been complaining a lot about Sun. I'm hoping that we would shift our spotlight to Sun very soon to be able to follow up on their promises to everybody in the country. Macon tips National Single Window Project to unlock billions in trade efficiency. The Maritime Correspondence Organization of Nigeria, Macon, has applauded the federal government's renewed commitment to the implementation of the National Single Window NSW project, a long awaited digital trade facilitation platform, describing it as a potential game changer for Nigeria's economic transformation. In a statement jointly signed by Macon President Ismail Aniemu and Secretary Olamide Osho, the association lauded the government for finally taking decisive steps to actualize the project after more than 15 years of contemplation, fragmented trials, and policy indecision. According to the statement, the NSW initiative, when fully operational, will unify Nigeria's import, export, and logistics documentation processes into a single digital platform, effectively eliminating redundant paperwork, reducing bureaucratic bottlenecks, and cutting cargo clearance time at the ports. By consolidating documentation and automating approvals, the National Single Window will drastically reduce multiple agency interactions, streamline trade procedures, and save business billions of naira annually through lower demurrage and logistic costs.
Schreiber's onslaught on smugglers nets FOU 1.18 billion naira in contraband. The Nigerian Customs Service has made significant seizures of smuggled goods worth 1.18 billion naira as a bold statement of its commitment to protecting the nation's economy and citizens. Of course, we are talking about the FOU here, the Federal Operations Unit of the Nigerian Customs Service. The seizures were made between September 1 and October 7, 2025. Highlighting this on Tuesday, the controller of the unit, Comptroller Mohammed Salisu Shoaib, disclosed that the unit recorded 125 successful interceptions, seizing 5,015 bags of 50 kilogram foreign parboiled rice, equivalent to 8 trailer loads, with along other contraband items.
Ogun's economic boom beacons as Shippers Council federal government advance Ijebu-Ode dry port project. Ogun State is set to take a major leap toward becoming a logistics and industrial powerhouse as the federal government officially took possession of 130 hectares of land for the proposed Ijebu-Ode inland dry port project. The landmark event signals renewed momentum in Nigeria's drive to decentralize port operations and decongest the nation's maritime gateways. At a brief but symbolic ceremony, the Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Dr. Akuta Pius, MON, joined the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, Mr. Oloruntola Olufemi, who represented the Honorable Minister, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola, CON, for the official handover of the project site and title documents to the federal government. The 130-hectare expanse located strategically along the Akpe-Mojoda Expressway in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, is envisioned to host a state-of-the-art dry port facility that will bring port operations closer to industries and traders in the hinterland.
That's a very good one.
Very, very good. I mean, This is what we're asking for. Let us move. Let us open up every avenue, every channel.
Aspects of the economy.
Yeah, so that people, wherever you are, you don't need to rush to Lagos. You don't need to do your business in Lagos. Wherever you are, you can do your business and, sustain the economy.
Customs urges collective commitment to success of National Single Window Project. The Nigerian Customs Service has called for collective commitment from all stakeholders to ensure the successful implementation of the National Single Window (NSW) initiative aimed at simplifying Nigeria's import and export processes through a unified global digital platform. The call was made by the Zonal Coordinator for Zone A, Assistant Comptroller General ACG Mohammed Babandede, during the National Single Window Stakeholders Engagement Forum held in Lagos recently. The event was jointly organized by the National Single Window Project Secretariat and the Nigerian Customs Service, drawing participants from government agencies, import and export sectors, and trade associations. In his opening remarks, ACG Babandede emphasized that the success of the project requires collaboration and adaptability from all players in the trade ecosystem. The success of this project does not rest on the shoulders of the government alone. It requires all of us in this room to play our own part. It requires openness to change, willingness to adopt new ways of working, and patience as we navigate the inevitable challenges that come with any major transformation, he stated. The National Single Window Platform is designed to allow importers and exporters to submit all required trade documents from a single digital portal, connecting all relevant government agencies and reducing bottlenecks in the clearance process. The launch of the first phase is expected to take place in March 2026, while the second and third phases are projected to be completed before the end of 2026. That's also a very good one. The National Single Window Project, it's a kind of one-stop shop, kind of a way of clearing the goods, where every agency comes in and
be carried along.
Yeah.
Comptroller Onyeka upholds weekend operations at the Tinkan Customs, excludes female officers for Sunday. The Customs Area Controller of Tinkan Island Command of the Nigerian Customs Service, Controller Frank Onyeka, has said the service is committed to its weekend operations and clearance of cargo from the port, even as he urged stakeholders to make use of the opportunity to take delivery of their cargoes. In a widely circulated notice on Friday, the controller notified all terminal and unit heads, as well as staff officers, that there will be weekend operations on Saturday, 11th October 2025, as well as Sunday, 12th of October 2025. He, however, excluded female officers from the Sunday operations. Officers and men are enjoined to be at their various duty posts by 1000 hours on Saturday and 1200 hours on Sunday. Female officers are excluded from Sunday's operations, the notice read. I mean, this is wonderful.
A very good one from Controller Onyeka.
Yes, we're getting there. We're getting there.
24 hours operations in our port is becoming a reality.
But for me, it's not just about 24 hours. It's also about
efficiency.
The men and women, not seeing it as they're doing the people a favor, but they're carrying out their legitimate duties.
Trade tension at the ports. NAGAV's 100% compliance team blows hot over rising bottlenecks, unfair charges. Nigeria's ports are once again in the spotlight as a 100% compliance team of the National Association of Government-Approved State Freight Forwarders, that's NAGAV, has raised serious concerns over worsening operational bottlenecks and rising trade barriers, despite ongoing reforms by the Nigerian Customs Service. National coordinator of the team, Alhaji Ibrahim Tanko, in a strongly worded statement accused key players in the port system, including terminal operators, shipping lines, and certain government agencies, of undermining trade facilitation through inefficiency, overreach, and exploitative practices. Tanko lamented that freight forwarders continue to face daily frustrations at the ports, noting that while the Customs Controller General's reforms were well-intentioned, poor implementation and technical failures have turned them into fresh obstacles. He pointed fingers at the Bodogu digital platform, describing it as riddled with inefficiencies. Frequent network breakdowns, delayed debit notes, and misrouted containers, he said, have resulted in crippling costs for importers and agents alike. The freight forwarders leader, who expressed frustration over the standard organization of Nigeria's documentation process, saying uplifts can take weeks, thereby grounding cargo clearance and inflating logistics costs. Tanko didn't miss words when addressing the alleged excesses of shipping and terminal operators, whom he accused of lobbying for tariff increases at the National Assembly, while failing to address their own operational lapses. We bear the brunt while making money for terminal operators. Enough is enough, he declared, warning that freight forwarders will resist any further hikes in port charges. The NAGAF compliance team also took aim at certain government agencies, including the Agricultural Quarantine Service, the Standard Organization of Nigeria, and NAFDAC, accusing them of overstepping their mandates by arbitrarily placing holds on containers and seizing goods without due processes. Well, these are very, very serious accusation by Alhaji Ibrahim Tanko of NAGAF.
Well, when you say serious, I think he's as one who is involved, very much involved in the industry. We won't take it for granted. I'm happy we have our guest here, who happens to also be a member of NAGAF, an executive of NAGAF, and we will be looking at all of the issues he has raised. I mean, these are pertinent issues. These are
very,
issues
very pertinent
that people have continued to raise over time. The role of the custom officers, men and women of the customs, the role of other agencies,
the role of stakeholders
in ensuring that trade facilitation is achieved 100%. So welcome once more. This is VOP 90.3 FM, and
this is the Maritime and Border Show with Dili Utomi
and Prince Chilaka. Like I said earlier, it's interactive. We're going to open up our phone lines very soon. But before we do that, let us formally welcome our guest. Dili.
Yeah, Mr. Emeka Obinale, the Vice Chairman of the Apapa Chapter of National Association of Government Approved Freight Forwarders, NAGAF. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Let's start with this issue that Alhaji Ibrahim Tanko raised, because he is the 100% compliance team coordinator of your association. What do you think about what he said? The issue about the bottlenecks created by, the inefficiencies in Bodogu. What do you think about that? Let's start with that.
Thank you very much. What he said was actually the truth. We have so much bottlenecks in the system because of the creation of the BODOGU. But the BODOGU is a very good innovation. Okay. Yeah, it's a very good one by Nigeria Customs and federal government to modernize trade. But we will not take the fact that there are glitches. Do you understand? And all these things are coming mainly from sun. Because for you to get your sun cap, you submitted all your documents. It takes weeks, months. And before you know what is happening, you start accumulating demorages. So
why is it so? Why is it specifically sun? Why is sun delaying the process?
I wouldn't say why they are doing it. Do you understand? Because you've given them all necessary documents that you ought to give them. Okay. So it's up to them to be able to issue sun caps to you. Do you understand? And even when you get your sun permit and you've done your examination and every other thing, you want to take your cargo, they will tell you, even those in the terminal, you have to put hold on it and say they can't get your sun cap. It is not the duty of the agents to be able to produce that sun cap, because you've given them everything needed for them to be able to get the sun cap. So I want to believe the issue is along the line, this BODOGU stuff, they've not been able to link up somewhere.
Sorry, for the purpose of the listening audience, I want them to know what a sun cap is.
The sun cap is, when you say sun cap, is
the certification that you get from Standard Organization of Nigeria for goods coming into the country. Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yes.
So go on, please.
So now, like when you've given them your FOMEM, your BLD, and every other thing, everything you need to be able to get your sun cap. Now, sometimes they will delay you deliberately.
Is it as a result of they wanting you to grease your palms, or is because of the failure of the system, or what is actually the issue?
The system, we are talking about the system now. The system, everybody know what is happening within the BODOGU. Do you understand? But still, Nigerian custom, I think they've gotten it right. Now it depends on the standard organization of Nigeria to be able to key into it. And apart from that, when custom was having issues, there was something they did. They give room for agents to be able to carry their consignment. After carrying your consignment, you can come back and reconcile with them. Do you understand? That is
the Nigerian Customs Service did that.
Yes, they did that.
Okay.
Yeah, they did that. You can come back and reconcile.
That was done in anticipation of you not having delays, and so that you pay more demurrage.
Yes, we are talking about to facilitate trade.
Facilitation
of trade is not supposed to be more than 48 hours. Okay. Once your consignments come into the country, do you understand? By standard way of doing things all over the world, it's not supposed to be more than 48 hours. Well, yeah, it takes you 3 weeks, 4 weeks to be able to carry your consignment. Who pays for the demurrage? You are paying shipping company, you are paying terminals. So, why is it? So I don't know.
Apart from the son that he accused, he also actually talked about the building itself, with the downtimes he's experiencing. I mean,
like I will not lie to you. The earlier stage, there was problem with Biodogu. Okay. That was the earlier stage. Okay. But I will not say for now, because we've been doing jobs, and I believe there is improvement on that. You understand? Okay. So, but earlier we have issues. Even when you've gotten your documents ready, you cannot access. Do you understand? When you've gotten your PA, you cannot access. Even when you access, paying duty becomes a problem. Even when you pay the duty to get an officer, becomes a problem. All this thing takes from days to days, and before you know it accumulates to weeks, to months. Do you understand?
It adds to the cost.
Yes.
Through demurrage payment.
Yeah.
Okay. And he also actually, again, talked about the issue of terminal operators and shipping companies. He accused them of lobbying for tariff increases at the National Assembly while failing to address their own operational lapses.
Wow, that is very interesting. Sometimes 2 years ago, there was these issues that came up. Personally, I took it upon myself. Like, I had to seal APMT because of this increment of tariff.
Seal it with what authority, sir?
I'm telling you.
I need to know. When you say you seal it, we need to know how you sealed it.
Now, what happened was when they did about 200% increments from what we are paying before to now, they are telling us that from, I think, 20-something thousand, from 16,000 to 100 and something thousand. That is what they want to collect for their last period.
That's about 1,000%.
I said, no, this thing cannot go. Even Alhaji Ibrahim Tanko was like, no, we can't continue like this. The president of NAGAF, we all came together and was like, no. NAGAF was at the forefront then, and we said, no, we have to put a stop to this thing. We have to go to APMT, and I told them, I said...
You involved yourself in a walk to rule, that's a strike action.
Yeah, no, and I told them, I said, we cannot continue like this, because at the end, it will not come back to the final consumer, it will come back to we. Do you understand? If you were able to, from 16,000 to 100 and something thousand, from where to where, is outrageous. And we also went to Shippers Council, if I could remember, we made the then ES, asked him, why would he have to give them the permission to be able to carry out such a thing without even calling relevant stakeholders together to sit down, let us have deliberation. So then I was so mad. I had to call some of my executives and some boys in our association and said we cannot continue like this. That if APMT will not reverse to what we are paying before now, I think we have to withdraw our licenses, revoke our licenses, and stop work.
I think I remember that particular incident. Did they actually revert back to the original?
What happened was, it can never go back to what it used to be.
Okay. But we came to a compromise.
Yes, we came to a compromise, and we all sat down and think it was reasonable, and we were able to forge ahead.
Okay, when you say we, because you are not talking as NAGAF, you took that decision as NAGAF. How does it now relate to other people who are not your members? How did they feel about it? Did you take them into consideration?
Yeah, very well. To be candid with you, we are talking about agents at large.
Okay. All freight forwarders.
All freight forwarders. It's not, once something happens to the face, it affects the eyes. From the eyes, it can get to the nose, from the nose to the mouth. Do you understand? And somebody has to take responsibility for those things. So that is the reason why NAGAF was at the forefront with the help of our president, Tochukwu Esiezi. Okay. He did almost 60% of the whole thing as at that time.
Okay, I'm going to take you back. He was talking about Biodogu, and you said with the hitches of Biodogu that there was this relief of you can carry your consignment and then come back to reconcile. That reconciliation, does it include some form of waiver for you, or because we need to understand when you say carry, is it to carry so that you will not have more demurrage to pay, or is it that because of the hitches and glitches of experience with Biodogu, was it that could it be said that you people were giving some form of waiver?
No. So let me clarify it for you, sir. Before you start your clearance this thing, you have to get your PAR, your pre-arrival, your PAR. So now, getting PAR then was an issue. Okay. Do you understand? So now you submit your bill of lading, your Form M, and your email and every other thing. So with those things, you submit it to the APM. The APM will give you sort of that's what we call it. What's his name again?
Just go on.
If I want to remember the name, I'll tell you. You will go without this thing and carry your consignment. Do you understand?
Okay.
So at the end, maybe when the part drops, you come and reconcile, you pay your duty. Do you understand? So it's a kind of bond. So for you to be able to carry your consignment. Okay. Because if you are waiting for part to drop, that is when the demurrages comes in from shipping company and the terminal. So that's why I said the customs service did a very good one there. Like some controller Papa chapter key into it. The person that started it firstly was controller Onyeka. He's an effective person, yeah. Okay. He started it, so every other person's key.
Yeah. Okay. Apart from the issue of the Bodugu and the son that Mr. Alhaji Tanko complained about, he also complained about the Nigerian quarantine service. How did they come into this? I mean, it's they delay edibles or what?
Yeah, the delays. I really don't understand the role of quarantine sometimes. You see some people doing use item. And use item is supposed to be a consign for NESFRA, for environment. You also see quarantine blocking use item that is not supposed to be their business. Do you understand?
I thought quarantine is for purely organic issues like food items and the rest of them.
That is supposed to be it. But they are now going into environment, which is not their line, like what I'm saying.
When you say it's not their line, how are you sure that government is not the one pushing them to? Because when you say it's not their line, you are not the one who gives them directives on what to do.
Okay,
we have an overlap of duties sometimes.
Let me take it from this place. When NESFRA came in, before they came in, we asked them their functions, and they told us these are their functions, and this is the reason why. And we asked them for the certificates that require them to come and operate in the port, of which they brought it to us and we saw. And everybody has their own guidelines. Quarantine have their own. Quarantine is supposed to be for wood and then food. You have plant quarantine, do you understand? And food. But when you talk about vehicle, a car that is being imported into the country that doesn't have wood, on it. You understand? So I don't see.
That doesn't have food item.
No, and doesn't have food. I don't see the role of quarantine there. Well, because the way things goes, everybody wants to jump into the GOG and say, okay, give me bill lady, give me. Once you are not giving them the fuel, you are disrespecting the government agencies, and it's not supposed to be so. Do you understand? And even if you want to block any container, it has to go through the appropriate channel. You are not the controller. You are not the controller of customs. It is only the solely right of the customs to block containers. Do you understand? Because you have to go through controller. If there's anything that you found that is not one thing, you go through the controller. Yeah. But they will do it without even the knowledge of the controller, and they will block the containers.
And the customs as a leading agency within the port, are these things reported to them?
Yeah, severally we've talked about it, and the former controller that was there, I just left.
Papa.
Yeah,
before. That's Olumo.
Olumo, yeah, that left. We talked about it, and they promised to do some things about it. Not just quarantine, even the maritime police. These are the things we've been facing. And by the time they block your containers, you take time.
What do maritime police do? I mean, with your cargoes?
They block cargoes too.
Why? And what are the reasons?
The reason best known to them, I don't really know. They've not even given us a very concrete reason why they block containers. And I want to believe the maritime police is supposed to be when the cargo comes from the vessel. Do you understand? It is their right before the vessel bats. Not when the vessel has battered and containers discharged, examination performed, and police are on the ground for the examination. They still block containers. It will take you 2 or 3 days because you cannot get across to them in the port. They are not domiciled in the port. You have to go to Obalande again to meet them, before discuss with them, and so on and so forth, before they will now unblock it. It takes days. Do you understand? So all those things are the bottlenecks we are having, not just BOW.
Okay, and lastly, again, on this particular issue that Alhaji Sanko Ibrahim raised, NAFDAC. You also complain about NAFDAC. What are their roles in the delays of cargo clearance and the movement from the port to other places?
We're almost going for back and forth. Okay, it's the same thing.
Okay, so do you think, I mean, on a more serious note, do you think that the single window, which is being proposed, which is about to be launched, do you think it will reduce
these interferences
of all these other agencies?
Very well, yeah. I do believe, because I want to believe when there was a minister then that came to port. I think, was it Dora or something, a minister then that came to port, and she complained about all these agencies. The agencies were merged to just 3 as at that time.
And that was Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
Yeah. Then we are having just Nigerian police, anti-bomb, and I think DSSS.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, but I think when we look at it now, the way things are, you will agree with me that the reason why you have the likes of NAFDAC, NDLEA, is because of the infiltration of drugs and expired food items. So it's okay for them to be there. But the thing is, what you're asking for is that for them to
do their jobs within the bounds of the law.
Yeah, and timely, isn't it?
And timely too.
Like, what I would agree with you that NAFDAC, it's okay for NAFDAC to be there. Do you understand? But being there is not just saying just to be there. Do you understand? Because even you go for first, second stamping, and when we are talking about single window and this BOW, we are talking about honest declaration. And the reason why this thing is being done is because from the port of loading, you will be checked and observed from the port of loading. You understand? So I really don't see why we are talking about all these government agencies. Because if from the port of loading, you've gotten what you want, you already know what this person is bringing in. Because from there, you also have a copy. Copy goes to customs.
Okay. Now, I'm going to put this question to you. Because from what you're saying now, I'm going to put this question to you. Those who bring in arms and drugs, do they declare them at the port of loading?
Now, are we talking before now or we are talking about...
we're not talking or now. It's still happening.
Single window has not been introduced. Yeah. We're still trying to perfect and work on it. But we're talking why these people are present. So we're asking you this question.
Now, if you are talking...
Those who bring in drugs and arms, do they declare them?
Now, if you are talking about bringing drugs and arms, do you understand? I can't tell because I'm not there when those things are being loaded and their documents
from the source.
Now their documents, what they produce as their documents, I'm not there, so I cannot tell about that. But if you're talking about single window, because you could remember the reason why I'm saying this thing is we are talking about single window, because from single window you're talking about honest declaration. There will be no room for you to hide anything. You understand? Because what are you hiding when the government already knows what you are carrying, even before your consignment comes to this place? You understand? So there shouldn't be so much need for all these agencies.
Okay.
So what are they doing?
Okay, but you like you just specifically said, the single window will take care of those honestly declared cargoes.
Yeah.
What about in the case of dishonestly declared cargoes? You bring in a bomb and you say you're bringing in, let's say, clothes.
You have anti-bomb. It's a special unit. There is no how anti-bomb will be scribed.
SUN is a special unit. Standard Organization of Nigeria.
All of them are special units.
Everybody is special.
Yeah.
So let us put things in perspective. And the way we can do this is to say, except there is more to what they're doing other than what they're supposed to do, then we can say, you guys are not doing the right thing. But if you're saying that you're going to throw them out completely because of the delay, which most times also they claim that the agents are responsible for the delay. You don't give them documents when they want. You don't allow them to do what they want to do when they want. So there must be something that you're not telling us that is causing these hitches.
Let me say something here. Like, we all know 90% of cargo that we are seeing that like ammunition is being detected by Nigeria Customs.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you,
yeah,
because customs are doing their job diligently. You talk about fake drugs. 90% of those things are detected by customs.
Because it's easier now to liaise with customs of other countries.
Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? So if customs are doing their job effectively and they are being able to detect these things, why not give it to them? So you're talking about all these agencies. How many have they intercepted? They are not giving them this thing to do their job diligently. Is that what you want to tell me? Are they not part of the examinations? How many have been detected? When we are talking about corruption, you understand? When we're talking about corruption, instead of you to follow what you are following, you are pursuing what you are not supposed to pursue. Like, you block more 90% of these containers they are blocking that we are talking about. If you do examination on those jobs, you find out that those jobs practically are not having issues. So why are you stopping them?
Okay, and that's exactly what the single window tends to address.
God bless you.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we of course the major thing we are talking about today is about the terminal.
So we're going to bring your whole problem because in the whole process of this Biodugu single window glitches and all of that, how have you fared with terminal owners?
Yeah, God bless you. Like, in all honesty, we think we've made our points known. Like, we've complained to the Controller General of Customs. Like, because all these things is not supposed to be the fault. Not even the agents. The importers are the one bearing the brunt. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Now, you brought out a policy. That policy is a very good one, but it's not effective yet. when you're talking about a month past, 2 months past, all these things, the terminal operators collect their demurrages. They don't want to know. And they know that this thing is ordinary.
But you don't understand the reason why they collect their demurrages, in spite of everything. Do you understand their situation?
No, what is the situation? Who is going to bear the brunt? Are they not understanding our own situation and this thing is not caused by us?
From their own angle, I learned that the boxes, the containers, are rented and they pay on daily basis. So you guys have to pay on daily basis.
That the containers are rented. Yeah. That they pay on daily basis. This thing is very funny. Like very, very funny to me. Now let me put this question to you now. Now we know those things are rented, for instance. Now, a situation whereby the terminal is having issues, this is not government issue. Like maybe their own network is not going, because sometimes you want to print exit, you can print exit. Sometimes you want to write it due, you can write it due. Sometimes you have gridlock, you can't go in to take your buses. All these things are they caused by us. So why do we pay for their own inefficiency?
You guys still pay for their own inefficiency?
Yes, that's what we are saying.
But I thought, if I'm right, I recall I had a guest here, and I also recall that there was a meeting called by the various commands of the Nigerian Customs, and there was a meeting between Shippers Council and the Customs, because Shippers Council is responsible for regulating. Mm-hmm. And I remember that there was a time they said that the Shippers Council was discussing with the shipping lines and the terminal operators to be able to give some form of waiver. Did that ever happen?
No, it never happened.
The meeting between Shippers Council and the shipping lines, were stakeholders invited to that meeting?
Yeah. I think stakeholders were there.
So, did the stakeholders themselves, which includes NAGAF, did you guys follow up to know the outcome of that meeting?
Well, in that regard, we have chains of command. I'm a chapter person. You have the president of your associations, and then some other hierarchy executives, which are supposed to go for that. Do you understand? And we've not had meeting of recent, and I believe whereby maybe when we have our next meeting, all those things will be discussed, and maybe they will tell us what's obtainable.
Did they have to wait for a meeting for something as important as that, or they could send a circular as to what transpired? Because now you're talking about agents and importers losing money for reason not caused by them. So we're asking this question so that people will also be informed. Why is it that this is how many months down the line since the introduction of Biodogo, and we're still talking about hitches, we're talking about demurrage, we're talking about terminal owners, we're talking about shipping lines? Is this not something NAGAF should have done and cleared as soon as possible, rather than waiting for a meeting?
Well, like what you just said now, if anybody that is into this industry, we know that NAGAF has put in a lot to be able to carry freight forwarders at large. Do you understand? Because no matter what happens, they are in the forefront. Now, NAGAF has been engaging with these people in discussions. I want to believe maybe it has not yielded something, because they cannot come and tell you what they've not agreed on. Do you understand? So as soon as maybe they have an agreement along the line, I believe we would have been put to know, or a circular would have been given to us, we would have seen it. But for the fact that maybe they've not had an agreement, and you know how stubborn these shipping lines can be, they can be very, very stubborn. And mostly, sometimes if you want to engage them in this kind of a thing, you don't normally do it with just mere talk. Like what I said the last time, what happened the last time. You understand? You have to follow them radically. You have to follow them with everything you have. You have to tell them that if you guys can be stubborn, we too, we can be very, very stubborn.
But sorry, sir. I want to go back to that. There's supposed to be a government agency that whips them in line, that regulates what they do. Why do you think they are not doing their job?
It's up to them, my boy. You can't know everything. You can't know everything.
No, because you as individuals, you can't go on, going on strike action any time you have issues with your shipping companies and terminal operators. Government agency, the
you are talking about Shippers Council.
The Nigerian Shippers Council.
He just talked about Shippers Council. Do you understand? And you ought to know that this thing is sometimes there are ways you go about things. You cannot just do things on your own. Even being the ES, you understand? Even if you are the ES of Nigerian Shippers Council, when these people come to you and tell you something, and these other people also comes and complain to you, you also have to take it to the appropriate authorities. They will sit down, they will deliberate. You understand? Before now, they will not have a common goal. They say, okay, let's do it this way. Do you understand? But if you are waiting for those people, it might take ages. Do you understand? We know the factors surrounding these things in the business.
But it affects business, both for you as individuals and as to the country as an entity.
That is why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. I say sometimes we don't have to just wait for these people. Sometimes you have to take some drastic actions. Do you understand? Of which we, as an association, the chapter, Nagav Apapa chapter, we've also talked about that with our chairman. We had wanted to put up an action, but our higher authority says we shouldn't do that for them now, that we should wait, that they are discussing with these people.
Still discussing with them.
Do you understand? So by the time they finish discussing, so they will tell us, and I want to believe there will be headway towards.
Okay, let's assume that this discussion lasts till December, and you guys have fitted the bills of demurrage and all of that. Is there going to be a compensation? Do you think that the shipping lines and the terminal operators would give you some form of compensation?
Let me take it now. Like, there was something you just said there earlier on. I was listening to those things. You are talking about about CBN asking for refunds for money that has been withdrawn, that people did not get the value for.
What it means is that if you do a POS, and it declines, you have been debited.
Yes,
they're asking that for if refund. It's the same bank, they must do it immediately.
Under 48 hours.
Under 24 hours. If it's another bank, they must do it within 48 hours.
And when you were talking about it, somebody said that was a very good innovation.
Yeah, it is a good one.
A room is not between a day. I believe we all know that, because if you are crying about something, I don't think that thing should be resolved immediately. You've made your observations and your points, and those things should be taken into consideration, because also they are also business people. You understand? They will also sit down and think which way forward. How would they do these things so it's not going to affect them as persons? I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to say. So maybe that is the reason why it's taking some time. But I believe at the end, we will all laugh. Do you understand? Because at the end, it's also going to be for our favor. Things will work out for good for us.
All right. Good afternoon. Yeah. We're still on VOP 90.3 FM.
And this is the Maritime and Border Show.
Yes. We'll soon be opening the phone lines. But before we do that, I still have one more question for you. I mean, while we're even opening the phone lines, questions will be coming in, so I'm sure you'll be ready to, take it. Now, looking at Nagav and looking at Ankla, looking at all these associations, how do you people synergize to fight or to ensure that your rights are not trampled upon? Because each time we hear these organizations, everybody having their own viewpoint, but what is it that has brought you people together for once?
To be candid with you, we are partners in progress. BU Nagav, BU Ananka, BU Council of Management, we are one. We are everything that is happening, that is affecting us, is affecting everybody. So no matter where you are coming from, when we have issues, we put down our differences. We come together to work to be able to achieve one thing. I have one person in the Council of Management, Alhaji Kazim. Okay. Now, most times when there is issues, Sometimes he will call me, Vice Chairman Nagaf, please, I would like to see you because I know you are a man of few words and actions. How do you think we'll be able to tackle this thing? He's not a Nagaf member. Do you understand? Sometimes if I'm doing something, he joins me. Like that. And even some people in Ananka, talking about Femi, the likes of Femi, and the rest of them, most times they'll call me on phone and say, these are the issues we are having. We put down our differences. Do you understand? And we have what we call joint association. Do you understand? There is joint association, and that joint association, we meet severally. Sometimes we do meetings, sometimes we have a platform whereby we bring in our differences. You understand? So, as a Nagaf person, as an Ankla person, whatever is happening in the organization, in the industry, it affects you. You understand? If you want to say, I'm a Nagaf person, I'm an Ankla person, we will never have it right. So that is the reason why sometimes, even when they see me doing something as a Nagaf person, they applaud it. You understand? And they also join me in doing it.
Okay. He asked you this direct question. There are 5 registered associations within the maritime sector. That's freight forwarding and the licensed custody agents. But we keep talking about only 2 or 3. What about the remaining?
No, 3? I talked about Council of Non-Management.
Yeah, 3. That's 3 now. What about the others?
RF. Yes, we do things together. That's what I'm telling you. Like, if you see sometimes, you see some letters that will go out to the CEC, the 5 chairmen of those associations will be the people that will impend their signatures.
Okay, let me ask you, why is it that we're having too many associations? When you all are chasing one thing, too many associations, what is the drive behind it?
Very, very simple. You are saying we are having too many associations. Let me bring Nigeria as a nation to you. We are talking about party system. You have APC, you have PDP, you have ADC, you have Labour Party. How are we having so many parties? Do you understand? Wherever you feel that is okay for you and this place is convenient for me to do my thing, this place is convenient for me, for my voice to be heard, you understand? Me as a Nagaf person, I believe that is the best place I should.
So it's all about interest?
It should be about interest. It should be about interest. Because if I don't have interest, then why am I joining it? I can also be an agent without joining an association if my voice can be heard. It should be heard.
But again, that issue of interest is also what is polarizing the associations and then making it not to fight with common front.
Who says we are not fighting in common front?
Okay, let me give you an example. Sometimes the body that's supposed to regulate you guys, the Council for the Regulation of Freight Forwarders in Nigeria, CRFFN. Yeah, but some of you have some associations have issue with CRFFN right now. I don't know. You tell us what Nagaf's position is with CRFFN.
Why? Nagaf, we are strongly behind CRFFN. Yeah. And the reason why you are saying that thing is that some persons we are against it.
No, some associations.
We are against it. You should know. You should know.
Please tell us. Tell the public.
It's not everything.
Tell Nigerians.
Listen. Now, like Nagaf, we are people that always like to comply. We like to comply. Do you understand? With whatsoever that concern freight forwarding, whatsoever that concern the association. We would like to comply. We would like to pay our POF. We would like to do things that are in line with our practice. Do you understand? And the recent registrar passed through Nagaf.
The current registrar.
Yeah, recently was formerly secretary of Nagaf. So you can see where all these things are coming from. Do you understand? So,
But this is the first time you are having a practitioner being the registrar of CRFFN.
Yeah.
To me personally, I think it's your own interest as a group, freight forwarders and licensed custom agents, to support him. Why are they not supporting him?
Like, let me be honest to you. Everybody wants it to be him, regardless of any other thing. Everybody would want it to be me. Like, for instance, now, if you say they want to give us, they are giving this SUV, and it will be given to one person among three of us. Everybody wants it to be him,
irrespective of whether you have what it takes or not.
Yeah. Do you understand? So if it's not coming to you as a person, I don't think you'll be happy that you didn't get it.
I guess I know where you're coming from. This is a Maritime and Border Show with Dele Utomi and
Prince Chilaka. It's time for us to open our phone lines, our WhatsApp lines as well. You can reach us on 0700 903 903 903.
You can also reach us on 0817 175 6338.
0803 692 9933.
Please call in to share your thoughts with us on this show. We have Mr. Meka Obinali here, the Vice Chairman of the National Association of Government Approved Freight Forwarders, NAGAF, Apapa chapter. He's been doing justice to a whole lot of questions I've been asking him. And you are free to call in to ask your questions or make your remarks or point out certain things where we have that we have missed. This is a very interactive session of the show. Call in and let us hear your thoughts.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello. All right, so let's go ahead. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Go ahead, Timmy.
Okay, let's digress a little bit. Over the week.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Chilaka.
Afternoon, welcome to the show, please.
Thank you, sir. My name is Sambe Ozo. I'm calling from Elasa. My vice chairman, I greet you, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm a press reporter from KLT. Our chairman is a Comrade Umadi.
Okay.
You're welcome to the program, sir. Let's have your thoughts.
Thank you, sir. Please, sir, my vice chairman. First of all, we have issue with this CRFFN payment from KLT. Based on some terminals, some are coming from Apapa State, they are no more in existence. And some said they are paying. So what is the actual stand now? Because it used to got an issue between us and the terminal operators because they used to collect the money by force before they will write your TDO. Please, sir, can you give us more light on this? Another point is this. Based on some, I could remember very well that when Okonjo-Iweala is the minister, he sent most of them out of port. Mostly some, he said you can obtain your sun cap from port of loading or port of origin. How come even the so-called fake will come inside the country and the same son will take some money backyard and the same goods will get into the country? Who is fooling who? That's why the woman sent them out of port with other agencies. But after the exit of the woman, they bribe their way back and come back to port. ESS will hold what is not their business. Quarantine will hold job that's not their business. Police will send your work to Panty and block your work. All these things are bottlenecks we are going through with so-called these agencies. Please, sir, I want to ask another question based on single window again. I thought it was in existence for a long time because what I understand as single window is when you supply your bill of lading to customs, every other agencies will access the documents. I thought that is single window, but as we are saying this afternoon, I didn't understand really if another one is going to be launched. Thank you, sir, and God bless you.
All right, thank you. So you can go ahead.
Answer
All
his
right.
question,
Thank you.
He has asked 3 questions.
Yeah, you've asked 3 questions. Now, let me start from the first one you talked about, your CRFFM. They are still paying it. You understand? They are paying it.
That's the POF.
Yes, they are paying it because sometimes it might be network issues because they are having issues to pay. Like in Apapa, we pay. Once you don't pay, you won't be able to write your TDU. In Ijora, too, they do it. You understand? So the payment is still going on, my boy. So anybody that is telling you that it's not going on is lying to you. Because if you don't pay, you won't be able to write your TDU. Because you have to link up. You understand? So
and the second one.
Now, the second question you asked about government agencies, I think, everybody has their own way of doing things. As at that time, when Okonjo-Iweala was, the president as at that time, you understand? And all these government agencies magnate from somewhere. Now, if you are talking about Sun, they are also doing a good job, my brother. Sun is also doing a good job. We won't take that away from them because they have to regulate all these things. Sometimes they will be able to come out and tell you that these things are not supposed to be items that will come into the country. Now, if you are saying from the port of loading, you can also obtain your Sun cap. Yeah, she said it as at that time, and we won't talk about it here. I raised it. I said as at that time, so many of them were scrapped. You understand? So if the government of the day says he needs Sun, so what are we going to do? We can't do anything about that. You understand? He has his reasons why he said, okay, Sun will have to be there. So he has seen maybe what Sun is doing or what they will be able to do. So that is that about that. But if there is any issues that we are having with them, we have to engage them in discussion and tell them that, there's a lot of complaints about you guys. There are places where you guys are not doing it right. But you guys have to sit up, or petitions, we have to fly. Do you understand? So
you talked about the national single window. Thinking about it, it's already in force.
My dear, the national single window that we are talking about now, formally you align with some government agencies and they don't even have access to that thing. But now everybody will be carried along, both the quarantine, so if there's any issues you are seeing, you have to update customs because customs are the front runner of every government agencies. Do you understand? So, and all these things at the same time, from their port of loading, they've also integrated customs with your bill of lading, what you are having. You understand? So, and I believe that this time around, everything will be done perfectly, and it will be for our own good, and it will also reduce these agencies we are talking about, and the bottleneck that we are having, the challenges will also reduce drastically. So, and I want to believe they will do it, and I trust the man that they talked about, this Baba Dede, when you are talking about something, he's someone that, he's someone that when he says something, he's going to do it, and he does things to the best of his ability, not just his own ability. He goes out of his comfort zone to make sure that things are done rightly. You can see what he did in Onair, when he was in Onair.
Yeah, it was at
everybody was
Lekki
was even talking about him. Thank you.
All right, I just wanted to, before we start answering this question, I wanted you to talk about decisions made over the past few weeks by the FOU. It's an interventionist group unit. 125 successful interceptions of that consist of about seizure of 5,015 bags of rice, parboiled rice, and a whole lot of other things that were seized over 1 month. What do you think about the role of FOU and what they are doing?
Very good job. Very, very good job. But in all honesty, everything that has advantages also have disadvantages. FOU, yes, within the borderline, they should be operating within the borderline. Like, not when you have ports. There are some amount of kilometers that they should operate from. Not like maybe at Papa Port, a job is coming from the seaport, and you have them not even up to how many kilometers to the port. You found them just staying there. What are you doing there? Do you understand? Well, if you are talking within the borderlines where they are supposed to be, yeah, it's good. We are talking about smuggling. Within the borderlines, Nigerians and our people, what we can do. So they are doing a very good job, but it depends on the area whereby they are carrying out their assignment. And that man in particular, Shaib, that one is a no-nonsense person.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So if we, everybody talks about FOU. To you, how would you rate FOU operating within? Like, you have Tinkan, you have Apapa, you have KLT. The container leaves BEF staff and gets to my 2, and there's FOU. What do you make of it?
FOU, I want to believe, is a federal unit.
Yeah, it's a federal operations unit. Yeah,
it's a federal unit, and we are not customs, though we are freight forwarders, and we are into the marine industry. Now, let's say some jobs comes out from the port and they are carrying some ammunitions, and maybe you've been able to beat every other person, and they intercept you. That thing coming into the country, it has its own negative effects. Do you understand? Nobody is saying FOU shouldn't be there, but there are some places where they should be, and they should not be permanent in a particular place. When I say federal unit, you understand? They are called roving team.
Yeah.
They should be roving, but not just go to a particular and just put a strategic place that always they will be there, always they will be here. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? FOU is a good one to have federal operations unit, but not at a strategic point.
When you say strategic, be specific.
Now, you talked about best staff and my 2. I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to tell you. Best staff, my 2. Morning, afternoon, night.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Go ahead, sir.
Morning, afternoon, night, they are there. And they can compromise. Because you know where to get them, where to see them. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? But if they are not accessible, do you understand? And within the line, they stop your consignments, and you give them your document, and they find out that your document is in line. You understand? Because they have how to check it. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. With what you are carrying, they'll allow you to go. That should be the primary thing.
You made a point that the FOU, of course, is a federal operations unit.
Yeah.
And they do not they report directly to the federal government.
Yeah.
So that makes them somehow a little bit not in alignment with the chains of command of the probably the CGC directly, or this report directly to the presidency. Is that what you?
No. It can't be the presidency. It's the CG now.
Is it? Sorry, the CG. The CG.
Yeah.
Directly to the CG, and not to the zones.
No.
Not to the zonal coordinator.
No, you have zone A, FOU. You have zone A. You have zone C. Firstly, when you make interception, you go to your controller.
Okay.
Do you understand? So because the controller is in charge, like the controller FOU is in charge of zone A, comprises of even some neighboring states. They are still under.
About 6 or 7 states.
Yeah, they are still under him. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? When he makes an interception, they take the containers to their yard. They put for examination. Well, if they find out the containers are what you have in your document is what you are carrying, they allow you to go. But if they find out that you are carrying something that is contrary to what you, like something that will be harmful to the nation, you understand? That is where they'll now report to the CG, and they will make
Okay,
seizure.
now talking about carrying something that is harmful, at what point are agents responsible for containers that are carrying arms and ammunition and contraband? At what point?
Well, when we talked about honest declarations, the first time, the importer will be the one that will declare what he has in his container. 90% of us agents, we don't really know what you are carrying because we are not carried along. I don't know if you are following.
I'm with you.
Yeah, because we are not at the port of loading. Do you understand? Papers are being given to us, and you tell us this is what you are having in your container, and examination is being done. And most of all those things will not be kept whereby eyes will be able to see them. In most cases, most of all those things, you might have these things inside your container, hidden in a place that is not visible. I don't know that you understand what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
So,
okay.
So now, how will we? Because sometimes we are being carried blindly. We are not being told about these things. That's why you find so many agents languishing in the jail, because they trust their consignee that gives them the job, and the consignee might not be telling you the truth about what they are having in their containers. So, but you cannot see. They say ignorance is not an excuse to the law.
Okay.
As long as that thing is under your care, as at that time, you represent the consignee. So whatever comes up, you are the one they are seeing. So you are responsible for whatever comes up. So
okay.
Just it.
Aside the 5,015 bags of rice that they seized in that vehicle that we just called out.
Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to. I'm dovetailing to his own question. You're answering now. There's a 120-foot container that had 752 cartons of calcium lactate intercepted as false declaration by FOU, and there are other containers containing expired drugs that were brought in to be repackaged with the expiry date changed for Nigerians to be consumed. Why is it that in most cases, and these were clearly things that were shown, because these things were shown to journalists. You talked about the agent or the freight forwarder not knowing what the importer is carrying. Is there no way that you people try to, verify what your clients are doing, as in the importers? When they give you the paper, do you just collect the paper and say, okay, we are doing it, without checking if what they told you, what's on the paper corresponds with what they are carrying?
Like you now, your name is Pat.
My name is Delay Tommy.
Delay Tommy. Delay. You tell me your name is Delay Tommy.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I met you and I said my name is Chukwemeka Obinali, and you say your name is Delay Tommy. It is what you say to me that I take. Actually, your names might not be Delay Tommy.
True enough. Yeah.
Do you understand? But you are telling me you are Delay Tommy, and I'm taking you for your words that you are Delay Tommy. Maybe along the line I might find out your name is Chukwu Ebuka.
Okay.
Do you understand? So do I have to doubt you when you said you are Delay Tommy? So it is what you give to me that I work on as a person.
Okay.
So what you give to me is what I'm working on.
Okay, you work with the
Hello. 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 Good afternoon.
You've lost that. Please go on. Yeah.
So now what you give to me is what I'm working on. Yeah, I don't have to start.
So you don't personally think that you agents or freight forwarders should be held liable when wrong declarations are made?
How can we be held liable? Are we the persons that?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Prince Shaq.
Afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. We can hear you. Go ahead.
We can hear you. Go on ahead. Your name and where you're
Okay.
calling from.
I want to say hello to your guest. Your guest has spoken all. He has spoken the minds of Nigeria, the minds of the agents, the minds of people in Nigeria, because all he have been saying, all the whole agencies have been doing the report. It's true. I've been going for sometimes if I go for my examination, I do witness all the whole things he have been saying. You will see the one they call SUP, they will come. The one they call NESRA, they will come. The police self, they will come. So it's better they cut down those that are not functioning properly. They don't need their service there, because the end of it is important, and the public it bear the bruise. You understand? So those ones that are not functioning, they should scrap them. You understand? Let it be match for, at least let custom be doing the whole job, because custom are the ones that have been intercepting the some things they have been intercepting. You understand? It's the custom that are doing the job. So they should allow the custom to do the job properly. For the seizure, sometimes they say the seizure, they sell it, they don't burn it. They will tell you say they burn thing, but lie. They will seize it and sell it back to public. It's not good.
Thank you so much, sir. All right.
So, like I'm talking before now.
Yeah, you're talking about people not being held liable.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, good afternoon. We can hear you. Please go ahead, sir. Your name and where you're calling from.
We've lost him. All
right, go ahead.
So, you cannot hold me liable for something I don't really have idea about. Firstly, like I said, I was not there. We are not there when these things are being loaded at the point of loading. We are not there when declarations were made. Papers were being given to us and they told us this is what we have. Maybe on the point of examination, what they declared might be things that are visible, like I said before now. And those ones that were not declared, or the first declaration, might be hidden somewhere. Do you understand? Whereby we can have access to it. So that's just it. So how would you not come and hold me liable for something that I have the least knowledge about? I'm not aware. You will not say, okay, you are holding me liable to it. And there are ways whereby you can also track these people down. Because I want to believe their phone numbers, their email, we are being given out.
Okay, so from what you're saying, you want to be exonerated as an agent for consignments that you're not privy to.
Yes.
Just hold on 1 second. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show, please.
Sure.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome. Your name and where you're calling from, please. All right, go ahead. So, who do we hold responsible? Because you see, this issue of who to hold responsible is a very serious issue. Because if the agents say, we don't know what is there, we just collect the bill of lading and we're processing it, somebody needs to be held responsible. Hold on 1 second. Hello, good afternoon. The lines are really going bonkers. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Somebody, like I said now, somebody imported these goods. They were done, somebody imported them. Like, how can you leave the person that imported the consignment and now you are not chasing someone that was employed to say, okay, can you do this thing for me? This is what I'm having. I'm having Mr. A, or else you are having Mr. C.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Let me say, welcome to the program.
My name is Bertrand. I'm calling from Ikoto, Lagos.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah, there's something I want to ask. This thing has been bothering me concerning the way customs and the agents of all these people. Like some time ago, we are made to understand that something like 500,000 of bags of rice were seized in Owerri. That the container brought all those rice there in Owerri. Then customs came and evacuated it and took it to Abuja. Why would custom take these bags of rice to Abuja? Are there no custom offices in Owerri? The rice they are taken to Abuja, are they not going to, dispose it or do it one way or the other? Why not, since the thing has gotten to Owerri? They have to find a way. If it is auction, they auction it in Owerri. Why taking it to Abuja? That's what I want to find out concerning all this shipment, load, and whatever the way things go in Nigeria. I'm not just comfortable with it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, do you understand his questions? Seizures, like that 5,000 bags of rice we talked about, being taken from.
Why seize something in Owerri and move it to Abuja or Lagos?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. The consignment was seized in Owerri.
Hello. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Go ahead, please.
The consignment was seized in Owerri, according to him. Like what I keep telling you guys, customs have their own policies. They have their ways of doing things. Do you understand? Now they have their chains of command. If the CG says, okay, we don't trust that these things will be saved there in Owerri, we want these things to be brought in Abuja so that eyes can see it.
Go ahead.
The eyes, so we can see it. I don't think there should be an issue with that. If they say, okay, these things in Owerri, we don't have enough space to keep this thing in Owerri, these things should be brought to Lagos, whereby you have more spacious, you have space more there. There shouldn't be an issue about that. And it is not even the consignment. We are talking about the documentations.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because if they say, okay, these things are being brought to Abuja, if you want to follow up for option, the document have to be in Abuja.
Okay.
Do you understand? So you have to run the documentation from Abuja for the option to be given to you.
Okay.
Most times when they say this thing has been taken to Abuja, no, it might be the document has been taken to Abuja already, and those consignment might still be in Owerri. Do you understand?
Well, I think what he's actually bothered about is the fact that when it comes to auctioning these items, why don't they auction it within that vicinity? Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, good afternoon. The network has been
very bad.
Yeah. So I think he is more focused on the fact that, he's more focused on the fact that it's where it should be auctioned. He's more interested in where the item should be auctioned. See, this brings us to the issue of how we suspect ourselves in this country, how we also suspect government agencies. It's this whole thing about trust deficit. I think that's where he's coming from. That why would you seize items in Owerri and then move them to Abuja, and then we hear they are being auctioned in Abuja? So I think, for me, I don't think it's something for NAGAF, to look into. But let's see. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from. Please move away from your radio.
Can you hear me now? Is it clearer?
Hello?
Is it clearer now?
You move completely away from your radio. We're still getting the feedback. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, if you say it's not something an AGAF can do just as an association, I don't think.
No, but I'm just asking you. Is that within the purview of NAGAF?
I don't think that is out of place from what you're saying. I don't think it's out of place because, custom is a government agency. Like I was saying here, they have their own policy because they have what is being mapped out for them that within the chains of command, these are the things that you should do. This is what you can't do. Do you understand? When it gets to this stage, I think the higher authority should do it, which is the headquarters. Now, if you are talking about optioning, that this consignment was seized there and the auction should be done in that area, that this thing is seized, no, things are not done that way. Because they have to see the weight of this crime, they have to see the weight of this thing that is being done, and they will now have to deliberate among themselves and say, okay, whosoever will be carrying this thing will have this criteria, we have these documents, we'll be able to pass through one or two processes before they option the container. Now, if you leave it within the area whereby this thing is being seized, maybe they might not have what it takes to be able to judge or to give to who they are supposed to give. They might not have all it takes to do it. Do you understand? Because when it comes to headquarters has a broader vision. You have your ACGs, you have your DCGs, you have the controllers, everybody will be seated. But if you are talking about a unit, the controller is a higher person there in that unit in the FOU. Do you understand? So all parties will have to be brought on board.
Okay, let's look at NAGAF and overtime cargo. How has it been? Because there's been a lot of complaints from people, agents, that their cargo run into overtime. So who is to be held responsible? Is it the agent, or is it the importer, or is it the customs?
Now, if you're talking about overtime cargo, it depends on where you are coming from. Now, as an importer, firstly, overtime, your cargo becomes overtime when it is 3 months in the ports. Automatically, any consignment that is in the port within the space of 3 months becomes an overtime cargo, and you cannot carry it again. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? In all honesty. Now, if you are unable to provide your documents on time to be able to start the process of clearance, it shouldn't be the government problem. Like, what are we talking? Your original bill of lading. It's solely your own responsibility for not being able to bring it as at when due. You understand? Now, if we are talking about you've gotten all your documents and maybe you don't have money to be able to put it up, still, it shouldn't be the government problem. But whereby you've gotten everything you need, money has been brought up before the 3 months, and we are talking like these BODOGU issues now, that for a month and you're unable to process your documentation. And even when you've been able to process the documentation, you cannot have access to access your documents. You cannot have access to pay your duty. Now, 3 months elapse. It shouldn't be your problem because it was not your own making.
So that is why I'm asking. If you're found in that situation, what do you do?
No, once you are found in that situation, there shouldn't be anything like overtime. The overtime shouldn't come up because, firstly, you've gotten everything ready before the stipulated time, the 3 months that is being given to you. So the issue of overtime shouldn't come up. Please, you can also put up a petition, you write and make them understand that I've gotten everything I'm supposed to get, that this thing comes as a result of custom inability to be able to give me access to carry my container. So within that time, I don't think there should be anything like overtime. There should be grace period because it's not a man-made problem.
Okay, you made mention of the fact that you can. Is it possible let me even put it this way. Is it possible for somebody to have a consignment that is coming into the country and not have the documents beforehand for the clearing? Is it possible that the document will take 3 months after arrival to get to the person? Or to get to the... Because for the consignment to leave, an agent must have been contracted to handle it. So what is the real thing that keeps your consignment 3 months after arrival?
Yeah, like some persons, maybe the original bill of ready. The original bill. You might have your draft copy. Do you understand? The original bill for you to be able to...
Or you can work with the teller's copy.
No, the tellers is the same thing. Whereby the tellers is not released to you.
In 3 months?
There are cases like that. Whereby the tellers has not gotten to the agent. Do you understand? So what would you do? You cannot release from the shipping company. And you have to release from the shipping company, release from customs, before you now get a go to the terminal. The three works together. So if you even when you're done with customs and you're not done with the shipping company, you can't go anywhere.
Hello, good afternoon.
There's a lacuna somewhere.
Hello.
Yeah. So you can't go anywhere.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
I was saying that it's unimaginable that containers will come in within 3 months. You do not have the documents, and you allow that to go into overtime. Of course, the government doesn't have any fault here.
That's what I'm saying.
So why would somebody not have the documents sent immediately? The cargo has been put into a ship to sail to another country from the source.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. It looks like our direct line is having an issue, but you can reach us on our WhatsApp line 08036929993, 08171756338. You can reach us on our WhatsApp. It looks as if the direct line is not working, so you reach us on the WhatsApp. Continue.
Please do call in.
Now let me tell you this roughly. You know, the importers are not the people dealing with the shipping company directly.
Yeah.
They deal with the shipper.
Okay.
Do you understand? Now, an importer might have issues with the shipper in terms of maybe freight. And maybe the money has not been given to the shipper. So, for the document to be released to him. So, if the shipper decides to withhold the original copy of the bill.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the program. Yes. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Bashir Andy, a stakeholder in the industry. And I permit me to appreciate the organizers of this educative program. Honestly speaking, today's episode is very rich.
Thank you so much.
Since it is ongoing, and I want to appreciate your guest. He has been maintaining sincerity of purpose in his analysis.
Thank you so much.
If I can recall, yes, 4 weeks ago, our guest was on this platform castigating the efforts of other government agencies, even customs. Surprisingly, today's guest was able to x-ray actually, and that is how it's supposed to be. Please, Nagaf officer Apapa, please keep it up.
Thank you.
That is what it intends to be. Maintain the truth even at gunpoint. Then my question is on this overtime cargo. Though the presenter asked you a question, why should it take at least 90 days for an importer or an agent not receiving either BL or telex release, even at this age of automation? Is it reality? That's not reality. There must be an intent by some consignees. They will come and they will bring the cargo, they will abandon it there in anticipation, maybe 5-10 years. There are people that it will be an auction back to them. That could be the reason.
That's
But that issue of abandoning cargo, honestly speaking, you need to rise up against it. It's not helping the economy.
Thank you.
All of us, all hands must be on deck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Bashir.
Thank you so much. And keep it up, please.
Thank you.
That's a very
God
valid
bless you.
point, Mr. Albinari.
Yeah. Like I think I've talked about this thing before now. To be candid with you, like what he said, a shipper is the first person to the call.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Abashiraka.
Afternoon, sir. Welcome to the program. Sir, your name and where you're calling from, please.
I have called earlier. Sorry to for calling back.
Okay.
I can tell you this program is my favorite.
Thank you.
In this radio station, BOP.
Thank you so
I love you too much.
Sir. Thank you.
My vice chairman, please, sir. As I told you, I'm a member of Naga Quality. Please, sir, use your office. Verify what I'm saying now. You can call my area chairman, Comrade Umade. Go to school precisely, sorry to mention name.
No, feel free.
Go on ahead.
Now, when overtime was given to somebody right in Abuja after you are protecting your documents, then government has a price that you pay this amount, you pay 25% to terminal, pay 25% to shipping line, then you come to the terminal and take the cargo. But these terminal operators are hell to people in this industry. Please, you can use your office, verify, and please help my colleagues, agents. Because when the allotee get the documents and give you a little money, go and clear it. I can tell you authoritatively that is not so at a papa and Tinkan. But this particular clarity side, I mean square, the terminal operators there are too bad. Please help us solve this issue. Again, terminal operators charging of their terminal charges, they're doing whatever they like because nobody is cross-checking them or talk to them or something like that.
Please,
my chairman.
Could you clarify that? What do you mean by doing what they like? Do they increase charges arbitrarily or what?
Yes, because I know as I'm talking to you now, I have terminal charge that a day is 47,000. That the terminal and KLT are charging 25,000. Look at the difference. And all these things are bouncing back and importers. And let me tell you, no amount of money importer will spend on his cargo that the masses pay. He cannot lose. So all these things is where we can help ourselves. My vice chairman, please.
When you hold on, don't drop the line.
Okay, sir.
When you talk about terminal operators, can you be specific? Let us know.
Okay. In KLT where I base, MSC, best staff are charging 60-something thousand. Only on Friday, I pick 1 day additional. I saw 47,000, and with the documents now, as I'm talking to you, while Easy River, Beach Land are charging 25,000. So look at the difference.
Okay.
They're supposed to have uniform charges.
It's supposed to be so. Okay. My vice chairman, please.
All right, he will respond to it. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, my brother, for the observation. And let me tell you something for free. This thing you are talking about, I've witnessed it in terms of overtime cargo. Somebody was given an allotee. Then, I think that place was somewhere in Agor. This Eco Marine.
Okay.
Yeah, Eco Premier. Now, the guy has done everything, virtually everything that he's supposed to do.
That's the allotee now?
Yeah. Okay. For him to carry the containers. There are 3 containers. That was last year. Before December last year. Now, Alhaji Ibrahim Tanko was informed. Then he called me.
He did everything he has to do, but he was not given the chance to take the cargoes.
Yeah, he went to the terminal, so he will be able to pay the 25%.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'll be coming to my brother to the studio.
Thank you very much. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Mike. I'm a first order. I'm calling from Eastern Lagos.
You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome to the program.
I understand how diverse it because what we are going through in this maritime industry is I must confess to how come you will clear a consignment from the port, for instance, from Tinker Island port. It passed through all the processes. All the whole agencies are represented at the port. Police, Sean. Now they were all in the port and custom. And lo and behold, as they are leaving the port, just on top of Coconut Bridge, you see custom federal operation there. Approaching Mighty, you see custom federal operation there. You see NAVDAC, you see some. And those people have their representatives at the port. Custom unnecessary inconveniences and extortion from the freight forward. Like the other person did mention there. It still goes down to the end user because after the importer did all the case pieces, he will add it to his cost and the masses will be suffering it. So my beloved brothers, I would want you to look into that. Is it proper to have federal operation along port, just amazing from the port, not some meters from the port, and the customer will be disturbing somewhere, either vehicle or container. And besides, there's what they tell you, the 846. You do the vehicle under 846. Customer is saying that it should pay. And it's something approved from Abuja. All these things are coming out. If you start to challenge them, they'll be, Nigeria is what they used to be. They will find a way to lead into one problem you never expected. So these things are giving concern. It is worrisome. It is worrisome, honestly speaking.
Thank you, sir.
So that's my view. Thank you very much.
You, sir, please, before you react to this one, finish what you were saying about that clearing of the overtime cargo by the Aloti.
Now, that guy came to Tanko. Tanko called me and told me that with my boys that we should go and check at that terminal. Do you know we got to that terminal? That those containers has been loaded. The 3 containers have been loaded, and someone else want to carry the container.
Oh,
yeah.
How does that happen?
I wouldn't know.
One person cleared, got the right papers and cleared, and another person.
The other person also got an Andaluti. Now, what I asked was, firstly, where is the deal? Who has the deal? Because you must have your delivery in order.
Delivery in order.
The first person has the deal. The second person was unable to bring the deal.
The person that loaded?
Yes.
Was unable to bring the deal?
No, I asked them, how did you get the deal for this consignment and how were you able to load these containers? And I demanded that those containers should be dropped. The videos are with me. And they dropped them. Do you understand? And it was linked to one person or the other, Nigerian tractor.
I don't know Nigerian tractor.
Please tell us.
Tell us.
It was linked to, they said, hierarchy.
Within the customs hierarchy.
Yeah, that they have interests. That was what they told me. And I said, okay, no problem. Because we are able to follow tooth and nail, the right person got his consignment.
The man eventually got those
yes.
cargoes. Okay.
Yes, he got his cargo. Okay. You understand? So things like this, you should speak up. Once you have issues, there are people you walk up to and you tell them, and they move swiftly. That place was not under my command.
Yeah. The point you just make about speaking up is the essence of this program.
Yeah. The place was not under my command, but I moved swiftly. Do you understand? And even the controllers at that time, called that he really wants to see us. He wants to know what's transpired. This and that. Tanko was the person that went to him. I told him, I'm not going. If you want to go and see him, go and see him. But as long as I'm concerned, these containers are not leaving the shores of this place. So that was what happened. You understand? Yes, things like this happen. But there are some people you walk up to and they'll stand up for you. Okay. I think that is what I represent.
So you are suggesting that people should also know how to also fight for their rights.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so, this is one good thing that Nagaf, you did it under Nagaf.
Yes.
So this is one good thing Nagaf has done. But there are other cases that people have reported and nothing has been done and nothing gets done. Should I call it selective justice?
I don't know what you mean by
or preferential treatment.
No, I don't know what you mean by selective justice. I think if I want to start naming, I'll count like 30 or 40 cases whereby people they came to us and we were able to deliver from them. And there was something that happened some time ago in Alakija. This woman Tamina, what's her name again? This Tamina in Alakija.
Go ahead.
Now, once I remember the Tamina, I'll tell you.
Claren.
Yes, there was an issue with somebody that has a vehicle that paid duty, and there was some unpaid assessment. Now they have to block his vehicles because of those unpaid assessments. I really don't know, but I also went there with my people. We sealed the gate. As at that time, I didn't even allow customs to gain entry into that place to tell you how severe it was. So they had to put up a meeting with the controller, Kunle then. Kunle was there, Clara was there, Tanko was there, I was there seated myself, Dr. Fred. And we ironed that thing out. And that man got his vehicles. Do you understand? So there are so many cases. If you don't talk, if you don't speak out, how would you know? There are people that are ready to fight for you, to die for you. There are people that are ready to give you their all.
All right. So let's come back to the question of the last caller. How do we, as stakeholders now, address this issue of FOU?
God bless you. Like I said something before now, there are some parameters within the seaports. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So if there is a terminal at KLT and you go to Coconut Bridge, or maybe container is coming from Tinker and you go to Coconut Bridge, is wrong. If you go to My Two Bridge, is wrong. Do you understand? But whereby they are parading, they are not static because they have to do their job. In as much as we want to have our containers, we want to have smooth ride, we don't want to have any glitches. They also have to do their jobs. You can't ask them not to do their job. But being static at a particular place is what I'm against.
Okay.
Do you understand? They are called roving team.
They should be like patrol.
They should be roving. And they should not be seen always. Because as an Igbo man, there is something you say that has been said in an Igbo language. More noketa yana, you lose your value. Because once you see a masquerade every now and then, every hour, the masquerade loses its value. Okay. Do you understand? You don't have any value anymore. But once you appear once in a while, you understand, and you comes out, you intercept containers, you find out that the documentations are not right, because the first thing you do is to check the documents. You cannot just come and start picking up a container. You check the document. And I want to believe the purpose of federal operation is they have intels. Whereby you are not having intels on a container, why are you carrying that container? Why are you carrying a container you never had an intel on? You are delaying the trade process.
Not only that, people are also asking this question. If you have custom officers who examine and release the container, are we saying that the FOU are indirectly trying to tell us that those custom officers at the port are not trained enough, or they are not competent enough to do their job?
Like my brother, everybody has their own ways of doing things. You have delegation of duty. As a releasing officer, you are posted there to release container to do examination. That is your core duty. As a CIU, custom investigation officer, that is your duty. As a valuation officer, that is your own area whereby you are being posted to. Now, as federal operations too, there are some areas whereby they are supposed to cover.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Your name and where you're calling
That's
from?
That's 90.3.
Yes.
Yes, please.
You are my last caller for today.
Okay.
Your name,
I want
please.
to.
Your name and where?
My name is Emeka.
Please move away from your radio.
Okay.
Yeah, switch your radio off.
My name is Emeka.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm calling my papa.
Go on ahead. Let's have your thoughts.
Huh?
Let's have your thoughts. Go on, say what you want to say.
All right. One thing is that this number I was trying to join, it wasn't going. So I don't really know what you are discussing now. What is the issue?
This is the Maritime and Border Show.
Hello. Oh, yes, cut off.
So, like what I was saying before the call came in. Now, you don't expect them not to do their job, but there are specific areas where they are supposed to be seen. Now, if you're talking about the border area, and that is where their core duty is supposed to be, because you're talking about smuggling. But seeing them within the port area, I don't think it is very, very necessary. Even if they want to rove, it shouldn't be always like I'm talking. Do you understand? Because we have people in the port, like you said, that does examination, but you can't see it all. Now, you are talking about containers that has ammunition. They came from somewhere. You are talking about containers that have expired drugs. They also came from somewhere. You can't see it all. Do you understand? So that is the reason why we have these external forces, to be able to help us to comb all these irregularities. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah. I'm not holding brief for the FOU, but there are also allegations against your practitioners of sometimes illegally taking off cargoes from the ports without paying the necessary tariffs and dues.
Flying them, use the language.
Okay, that's a street language.
Yes.
Flying cargoes,
cargoes,
especially vehicles, taking them away from the ports without paying the necessary duties.
How would you say such a thing? How possible is it?
Then where does the word flying
coming from? People don't fly containers?
How do you? I don't understand what you mean by flying containers. I don't know how possible it is.
I just said it's taking them away without paying the necessary. You wait for some time. Let me.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, still on that issue of federal operation. Okay.
Who's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mike. I called some few minutes ago. Sorry, sir. There's no how container can leave the port without passing through the gate. We have there is processes, protocols, from examination to report to releasing to gate. It went through all this process. Are you telling me that those in the port are incapacitated? They don't know what they do. Unless or otherwise, when they see certain things, they will issue it and pass information to federal operation. Otherwise, the federal operation is expected to be at the highway borders, not within the town, not from Tinkan Abba to my two, not from Upper my two to Tresfair, not from Upper to my two to Aspanda or to Radipo. Okay, this is corruption. I must confess to you. Ordinarily, we have people that are doing this job in the otherwise they federal operation group, they can do their work there. I think those are not okay. Somebody that did examination did not is somebody on the road that is doing something. No. They know what they are doing, and all these things are corruption. It was never like that before. Those days, the moment you bank the port, you are good to go. But now, if you bank the port, you begin job again on the road. It is corruption. And the outside world are looking at us. I do work at Cotonou. I work in different parts of West Africa. I never saw this kind of why we are still in Nigeria here. If you know one thing, Nigerians don't feel ashamed of themselves. I'm sorry to say. God bless us all.
Thank you so much, sir.
So, Mr. Binali.
No.
React to our question.
No, let me. Sorry, he has come back to what we are saying because I think
I'm going to have this as my last caller if he comes through. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yes, you are my last caller. Please move from your radio. I'm going to cut you off.
All right. I've done so.
Move from your radio, sir.
I've moved.
Okay.
Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Sam. I'm calling from Papa. Hello?
Go ahead.
Go on ahead.
Yeah, like the last caller said, corruption in Nigeria is much more in the pot. The custom officer, nobody is checkmating them. They are the one doing those things. They are the one making imports to be highly expensive. And most of the cargoes that leave port is not even safe. They don't care. Once they receive their money, they just leave the cargo owner to his own fate. So all these discussions on radio, to me, it doesn't help, because after discussing, there is no effort to match action with action. So the thing continue every day. So it's like we are just wasting our time talking on radio.
So if
you're very, very wrong.
So if you think you are wasting your time talking on radio, you will also not be wasting your time.
Yes, because
have a nice day, sir. Thank you, sir.
That's it.
All right. So we're short of time. Just in 10 seconds, tell me, what would you tell your colleagues?
Well, what I would tell them is they should keep the faith and also do the right thing, because Nigeria is our country. We don't have any other country to call our own. So, and keep putting the effort to make sure that the place is safe for every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. It's been a very full loaded session with Mr. Emeka Obinali, the vice chairman of NAGAF at Apapa. This has been the Maritime Border Show. Of course, you know that we bring out the issues that are germane to, the development of the maritime sector every Sunday on this program. We would like you to continue to listen to us, call in, make inputs, and give advice on how we move the maritime sector to realize its potential. Some experts predict they value the maritime sector of the Nigerian economy at between 50 to 90 trillion naira. That's the potential it has to making money every year. But like I said on this program some times ago, last year the collection of all government agencies made about 7 trillion naira for the Nigerian government. That's like a drop in the ocean if you look at the potential. We'll continue to advise you to tune into us. This is the Maritime Border Show on 90.3 Voice of the People. This is Dele Utomi.
We thank you, our listeners. We thank you for those who have called. We also thank those who tried to reach us, and the phone was acting up. For us, this is where we balance discussions on the maritime industry. Today, you can have somebody who does not agree with what the agencies and custom is doing. Tomorrow, we'll bring somebody who probably have seen it all. So as it is, we will keep informing Nigerians. We keep educating Nigerians. We believe that the maritime industry has the capacity to take over from
oil
and gas sector.
Yeah, sure.
So once more, it's been the Maritime and Border Show, and I'm signing out. My name is Prince Chilaka. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Have a wonderful day.